Hello everyone, welcome back to Let's Play. I was gonna say Kingdom Hearts 2 Randomizer. This is not the Kingdom Hearts 2 Randomizer. This is the Pokémon Rising Ruby Bog Monotype run. And today's episode we're going to hopefully actually have like a thing evolve. And we're gonna go up to Mount Chimney, is at least the thing that's scheduled. Last episode we actually did a very deep dive into a lot of fairly philosophical topics, and I very much enjoyed recording that episode. And that episode hasn't gone up yet because I don't have like full-on weekend, because when I woke up this morning, I had some messages from clients I had to respond to. I actually had to edit a video as well. So I woke up at like 10. I finished all my work-related stuff at like 2:30-ish. So if we run into a site, we'll try to catch it again. I was thinking maybe we should go back and buy some Great Balls, but that's a Heatmore, which is the opposite of a Bog type. It's the thing that hunts Bog types, so let's get the hell out of here. It hunts Duran. That's the thing. Like, that's their relationship. So the rest of the day, I spent editing the new in retrospect, and I must say, I'm very happy with how that video is turning out so far. I've done all the editing. I just need a couple of assets which still need to be created. I've made a new intro, a very short intro, one that I can actually edit to match up with like having the title of the game I'm talking about in that video in the intro, which is something that obviously always missed. It's not a 30-second intro anymore because that is just annoying. Of course, it's a go work. Well, I have my electric type out, so it's not a 30-second intro anymore. It used to be like 20 to 30 seconds with the Pokemon theme. The intro I have now, actually, I can just throw it into this video. See, it's 6 seconds long. It's way better. It still shows you, like, this is the start of the video, after the introduction, a little bit of talk and stuff like that. I won't use an intro for Let's Play videos, but for those, like, more edited, it's more of a show, right? So I think that, like, a bit of an intro thing is very nice. By the way, that background animation, I didn't manually make that. That's just, like, that stock material I used. But I'm fairly happy. I threw that together in, like, an hour. 2 hours, all things considered. So it's not that complicated. It's literally just like some things moving around and then one effect for the CTR. CTR Crash Team Racing. I always get mixed up with that. That's sad as that is. So it wasn't that big of a deal. And then I reached out to some artists to do the last couple of assets I need, and that is where, like, I'm bottlenecked right now. I need to wait for hearing back from the artist I messaged. And if they Shadow Ball. I still kind of want to keep Toaster around, I'm not gonna lie. I probably don't need it to have Mod Slap anymore. But that means that first new retrospective is pretty much finished. I just need to add in those last few elements and then I can export it. And I need to make a thumbnail, but for that I also... And that is Joltik evolving! We finally get a Galvantula! Holy hell! But for the new thumbnail format I also need those same assets that I still need to complete the video. So that video is on hold for the time being. I also still need to add music, I just realized. Probably should do that. So the best thing to do right now is just get ahead of myself and start working on the next, like recording and taking notes on the next game, right? Thing is, in about 2 weeks' time, by the time this goes up, maybe a little bit less, we'll have Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memories. And I was hoping to release the Donald Duck video before Melody of Memories, and I can still, it doesn't really take any time whatsoever, so I can still add in those last little details and upload it before I upload the review for Melody of Memories. And I can just upload them close together, but it would have been nice if I can, like, and I won't be able to make this anymore, but if I can upload it in like the first week of October. of course I can't make that anymore. The first week of November. I would have liked to be able to upload that Donald Duck video. That's not going to happen, and the Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memories video is probably... It depends on how long the game takes me to beat, right? It's being released on the 11th, I think, assuming I get it on the 11th. I'm assuming it'll take me about a week to finish it in 2 to 3 hour increments over on Twitch. Go follow me. Just join the Discord. I'll throw in a link every time I'm live. But also do follow me on Twitter and Twitch. So, assuming it takes me about a week to finish it, because that would be about like 15 to 20 hours of game time, and I think that's reasonable to assume from a Kingdom Hearts rhythm game, because there's a lot of music in the franchise at this point. So, that seems somewhat reasonable to assume it taking a week. So that would be the 18th. Then I'd need to write a script and record that and edit the entire thing, while also keeping up with my normal work. So let's say I can have a review up. I'll switch out. I can have a review up for Melody of Memories within like 2 weeks. Obviously, I hope that'll be sooner, and like a large portion of the points I'm going to make are probably going to be very apparent within the first half of the game time, right? But I do want to finish the entire game before at least recording the voiceover. I can start writing the scripts in like a little bit of off time in between working and streaming and stuff like that. But it's gonna be a busy 2 weeks. So by that point, it's probably like the end of November before I have the Melody of Memories review up. So I probably, just to space videos out a little bit, I probably want to wait until like Christmas time for the Donald Duck video. It's a Donald Duck video, by the way. If you don't follow me on Twitch, I literally stream the entire game in one stream. It's a very short game. It's not that short of a video, actually. It's like 12 minutes long, which surprised me, because the Crash Bandicoot video, which took me significantly longer to record the footage for and to write, it was only like 18 minutes. I was kind of surprised how much I could still talk about a game that was so much shorter in length, which I guess means that my writing skills have improved, or maybe it depends on what you think is improvement, right? Because for a YouTube-centric perspective, the algorithm really does, I hate that happened. The algorithm really does like it when you make videos as long as possible while also keeping them engaging. So, not getting to your point straight away is actually kind of a good thing, as long as you don't do it in a boring way. And that is, again, just annoying. Whereas if you're writing an article, you probably want to get to the point as quickly as possible. You want to use as few words as you possibly can while writing an article, while making a script for a video, for YouTube specifically. That is not necessarily the case. If you can stall a little bit, you want to stall a little bit, right? And I do make it a point not to like repeat myself where it is needed. I don't add in anything into the scripts that could make them less enjoyable to watch, but I do tend to write in such a way that sentences get a little bit longer and that kind of thing. I do think about that kind of thing while writing a script, because again, it's just a game you're playing, right? Probably air slash would have been a better idea because it would have been stabbed. It's oh, you are gonna be an issue. Yeah, that's gonna be problematic. That is gonna be problematic. I'm probably just gonna let you kill yourself from recoil. So let's go into Roller. I don't know if this is a good idea. You only have 4 Pokemon, so that is... At least that is a thing, right? That's Vanoshock. You're probably gonna outspeed me anyway. You didn't outspeed. Okay, that actually surprised me quite a lot. This Flare Blitz... I won't say it'll take it out, but it'll take it to a range where I can use Shadow Sneak with, oh my god, Toaster is gonna actually do a thing. That was damn near close to taking it out. So if you have more potions, this is probably the time for you to use them. But please don't. Okay, Toaster actually got a kill. Toaster got a kill. Who would have thought? Toaster actually did the thing. Wow. And now we're going to switch the hell out of Toaster immediately. You probably have Levitate, I'd assume. Let's go into Knife. Is that a good idea? No, because I'm facing a poison type, and I kind of forgot that Knife is a grass type and not a poison type himself. But what we can do, because I keep forgetting this isn't a Nuzlocke, we have revives, we can use them. We can revive Hair Dye. And with a revived Hair Dye, of course you have Flamethrower, why wouldn't you? I can at least Psybe. Doesn't Towel also have a Psychic type move, by the way? Also Psybe. Let's try to focus on Hair Dye because Towel is a bit overleveled. Well, not overleveled, but about to be overleveled. As is. So I don't want to use it too much. We're going to use Towel a lot in the upcoming gym. That was a lot of damage. But now Hair Dye is probably going to die again. So let's go back into Towel. I'm assuming we can take one hit from a Flamethrower. Though we might not be able to. We might not be able to. I guess we'll find out. Psybeam surely will take out a Weezing at this range. Even though I probably don't have that high of a special attack compared to Butterfree. Okay. We still took it out. Last Pokemon. Should be level 36, I think. I'm now level 39. Towel is getting insane amount of experience, and I'm kind of okay with it. And Toaster actually is still alive, so it's gaining levels for the first time in forever. Snorlax, that is... Let's see. I'm assuming that since you're Team Magma, your Snorlax is going to have Fire Punch or something like that. But if it doesn't, that'll be great for me. I'm gonna revive Knife because it has Rock Smash, which will be super effective. It has Rock Slide. That also is super effective. Okay. But we can go back into Knife. And we can at least see what Rock Smash does. Another Rock Slide, which might actually take out Knife. It did not. It didn't. Good. That wasn't as much damage as I had hoped, I'm going to be honest with you. So let's use a Super Potion on Towel just to power through. Also, I apparently just... I'm guessing you the Manatan was your highest level Pokemon was level 35 instead of 36. I might have just like misread that though. On either my list I got of all the important fights, or just literally on screen here. Let's see. This is Rock Blast, Psybeam. I guess Earthquake is literally the most powerful thing we have, and it's Stab. So. Citrus Berry. It's at least going to make sure that you die without the use of a potion interfering with me. Because at this range, certainly Earthquake will take you out, right? It did. Okay, so that fight wasn't actually too bad. Last time we did this fight, it was in Pokemon Emerald, and it was a lot worse. Like, a lot. That wasn't a maxi fight. That makes a lot of sense. We still need to fight Max. We still need to fight Maxi. Okay. That wasn't. Oh. Okay. Okay. I was not prepared for that. I was kind of assuming that was the only fight we had to do. For the timing for the episode, it works way better, because we're only 15 minutes into the episode, so doing another fight will get us to the 30-minute or so mark. But yeah, I'm not looking forward to doing a more difficult fight than that. I'm just hoping that you have less fire types. This upcoming fight, well, not this upcoming fight, this upcoming gym, next episode, It's probably going to be the most difficult gym because I don't really have a lot of types. Well, maybe Skylar will be more difficult. I don't know. Could very well be. It could very well be that the flying type gym will be more difficult. But, of course, let's fight these random trainers, why not? But somewhere in the back of my mind, I'm like, okay, but her ace is an Altaria, and I think it's a Mega Altaria, which doesn't make any sense, because I think Mega Altaria loses the flying type and gains fairy type. It's Dragon Fairy. But it might be Flying Fairy. And if it's Flying Fairy and it actually is a Mega Altaria, that works in my favor, because I have Poison type moves. I do not have Ice type moves. So if it's a Flying Dragon type, I am fucked. Because the best thing I have at that point, at least at my current level, is Rock Blast, which is not very reliable. You could argue, but... it's a Swablu. Of course it's a Swablu. You could argue, yeah, but you probably have Thunderbolt by that point, or Galvantula, or at least something along those lines. Yeah, but it's like a Dragon type, so that is not gonna fly. But if it turns into a Fairy type, I actually have something against it. And the rest of the team, I can probably just shock to death with Galvantula. Because it'll assumedly will be fast, because most of the time electric Pokemon are fairly quick, and it's probably going to be fairly high level. So I'm not as worried about that gym as I am about the one coming up against Flannery. And what other gyms do we have? We have the 5th gym, Norman. Could be annoying because it's bulky. He has bulky Pokemon, usually, but I'm not really that worried about it. Then you have the Flying type gym. The 7th gym is Taida and Lisa, which is just Psychic. Should not be an issue at all. And then you have the Water type gym against Wallace, which shouldn't be an issue either. So Flannery coming up, other than potentially Skylar. She's called Skylar, right? Am I being an idiot? I think she's called Skylar. I think that is the only other potentially tricky gym we have to face. But I do think that Flannery is going to be more of an issue. I think Flannery, coming up next episode, is going to be the single most difficult fight we have in this series. Because the one thing I have that can hit pretty much everything, I assume, on her team super effectively is very slow. And I had an advantage against Watson because I didn't resist electric moves, I was immune to them. So he didn't have anything to hit me with Stab. Fire is still going to be super effective against me because I'm still a Bark type. And she's probably going to outspeed Tower by quite a bit with most of her Pokemon. So it's not going to be as easy as it was against Watson. So I am honestly kind of terrified of what's going to happen against Flannery. I do not know. And that makes me feel very uneasy feelings. I'll admit that to you. Makes me feel very uneasy things. Because I like winning. And as such, I also do not like losing. Also, you might have noticed that I'm recording this a little bit later than I usually would. Ugh, burps. I'm sorry. Just had dinner. Probably, oh my god. Probably shouldn't be recording this right after dinner, I know. But I had a late dinner. It's 8:45 PM right now, as I'm recording this. And I had dinner at like 8 something. I finished about 8:30. I started making dinner at about 8, but it takes a little while to like get everything done, right? Even I didn't really have to prepare that much. I had like a shit ton of mashed potatoes because I still don't understand how this happened. But I was at a grocery store like last week, and I picked up a sack of potatoes because I wanted to make mashed potatoes because it's a cheap, relatively healthy way to get like a lot of food in your stomach, rather than like frying. I don't want to fry or deep fry potatoes every day, because that's just not very good for your health. And I'm trying to be a little bit more health conscious because my health hasn't been doing very well over the last year or so. So I'm trying to think a little bit more about my food intake, even though I'm not going to like go full on healthy vegan anytime soon. I'm trying to cut back a little bit on things like sugar and fats. So one of those things was maybe deep frying and just frying in general. Things a little bit less, and making some mashed potatoes. So I was at the grocery store and I picked up a bag of mashed potatoes. I didn't pick up a bag of mashed potatoes. I picked up a bag of potatoes because pre-made mashed potatoes are, one, very gross, and two, ridiculously expensive. So I picked up a bag of potatoes, 2.5 kilograms, right? And that was about €2.80. With that, you can probably make, for the amount I eat, you can probably make like a week and a half worth of mashed potatoes. You just throw in some butter and some milk, and that's literally all you need. Salt, pepper, maybe some other spices. But that doesn't cost that much, all things considered. So for like €3, you have more than a week's worth of potato on your plate, which is a very, very good deal. But then when I walked literally like 5 steps away from picking up that 2.5 kilogram, and I know you American people don't understand what a kilogram is. You don't need to understand that at this point. I've quantified to you how much I can eat from 2.5 kilograms, and it doesn't even matter. Like, you don't need to be able to visualize it. Just listen to the damn story, okay? So then I walk just like 5 steps, like I said, and I see a sale. I'm like, okay, let's see what's for sale. It's potatoes. This seems reasonable. And it was a bag of 5 kilograms, which this is why you don't need to know how much a kilogram is, because 2.5 is always... 1 second. I needed to have a sip of water. I had a little thing in my throat. 5 is always double of 2.5. Like, it's still a linear scale, right? It's not like kilograms are suddenly a exponential scale. It's still, if you have 2.5 pounds, 5 pounds is still double. Same with kilograms. That's not that complicated, right? You might be wondering, but I am wondering where this leads. Hold on. Incinerate! Okay, that is very useless to me, I think. You might be wondering, okay, so you're definitely going to go into what this costs right now, because you mentioned it was like $2.80 for the 2.5 bag. So this is probably like $3.50, right? It's a better deal. It was a better deal, but to a ridiculous extent, because it was double the amount of potato, and it was only €2. I paid less money for double the amount of potato. I paid about like, well, not 50%, it depends on which way you calculate, but I paid about a third less for about double the amount. So I still have like half a bag of potatoes, because I only used half of it to make the mashed potatoes, because it was a lot. It was a lot as it is anyway, and so I have that in the fridge. So all I need to do is like scoop a bit out. You have a Mega Evolution. You have a Mega Camera up. I forgot about that. I need to all I need to do is scoop some out of a bowl I have in the fridge onto my plate, put it in the microwave for 2 minutes, and I have my mashed potatoes ready to go, and they taste great because they're not like pre-made. Well, they're pre-made, but they're pre-made by me and not in a factory, which means that it's just generally better, right? So it doesn't take that long to prepare my meal because of that, but still, with like meat doesn't instantly cook. It takes time. So that was mostly the thing taking up my time. And then you have to eat, and I was watching a game theory video while eating, so I was focused on that a little bit more, so I ate a little bit slower. And frankly, I didn't have much of an appetite anyway, which means I ate even slower. Also, that is not good for me. Let's go into hair dye. So that was my story about the potatoes. I have no idea how we got to that topic. Because I'm fairly certain I was talking about my retrospectives at the start of this episode. And I don't know how the hell I transitioned into talking about potatoes for like 10 minutes out of that. But that's kind of what happens, right? You just start talking about one thing, and then you go into another thing, and then you go into another thing, and now I'm talking about talking, which is very meta. But that is what happens when I run out of topics to talk about. So let's focus on the gaming for a moment, because we already lost one of our Pokemon. We are confused, apparently. I hadn't even noticed that. I've broken through confusion at least twice, presumably, so far. I didn't kill the Golbat, which... presumably we're going to... we can air slash. No big deal. As long as we break through the confusion. At some point we had to, right? Oh, that's not good. That's the big bad. Okay, 2 of our Pokemon down. Let's see. We can Shadow Sneak with Toaster. If nothing else, Toaster is just a real good way to get in a priority move, because he's a priority move, and he's probably going to be the only one that has a priority move ever. And it's a stat priority move as well. So just for that reason, he might be worth keeping around. This episode alone, he's been very useful. I'm gonna keep him in because I do believe you will outspeed a Lampin. You did not outspeed a Lampin. It was stupid to keep him in because both its typings were super effective against both my typings. Not like just one of them, both of them. I assume that you do not have Levitate? So I can't Earthquake you? Presumably, maybe you... Oh, it's fuck. Still probably should do a good amount of damage. But that burn did save your ass. So you'd be very glad about that, because without that burn, you'd be very dead. Also, I'm pretty sure we're on a glass platform, so how the hell do I either use Earthquake, or does Earthquake not shatter that thing? I know, applying real-world logic to a video game. Especially Pokemon. Bro! That was a lot more damage than before. Was it? I don't know, I wasn't paying attention, to be honest. We're level 40. Please send out something that I can deal with. I can heal up Towel, that's no problem. Max up is Houndoom. I'm gonna go into Roller for the Houndoom, because I do feel somewhat comfortable. It might be Mega Houndoom. Could have been changed. Could have been changed from Camerupt to Houndoom. It seems like you are not his ace Pokemon though. So let's see what Steamroller does. It's probably a good amount, right? Fire resists Bog. That is entirely correct. I kind of forgot about that for a moment. I'm gonna have to take this risk, assuming I outspeed here and can land an exit. I do not outspeed, and there is no way in hell that you'll live in that attack, because that's quarter factor. Okay, so about the length of this episode, we're half an hour in, and we're about to be beaten. Because even with the Super Potion, I'm fairly certain that a Flamethrower will in fact take me out. I don't think that critical hit was needed in the slightest. I'm gonna give it one more shot. Because I don't have anything else to do tonight anyway. I feel like last episode might have been a little bit shorter than I intended it to. I don't know that that is true. And I feel like next episode might not be specifically a very long one either, because we're just going to go through the gym. So, making this episode slightly longer seems reasonable. And I don't want to have to leave you guys off here with this episode and then start the next episode fighting Maxi again after we literally just lost to him. And then combining that into an episode with Hello Hardscale. And then combining that into an episode with Flannery, and then making that episode probably ridiculously long as a result, because then there's going to be 2 boss fights in there and also a lot of gym trainer fights. And I just would rather not have to deal with that entire mess. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back up to Mount Chimney and beat his ass. And not make the same mistake regarding Toaster. I don't think Toaster was the thing that pushed us to lose there. But certainly Toaster could have helped. Well, against the Houndoom, not really actually. We just need to make sure that Towel doesn't actually get used before literally the final Pokemon. We have a way to deal with Golbat. Like, it's a bit of min-max luck, but Golbat can probably... Let's take a look at our TMs. We might actually have a halfway decent TM somewhere. Like Rock Tomb. 60 power, that's actually not bad. We could give that to Roller. I don't know what we're going to get rid of for Rock Tomb, but we're about to find out. Actually, I have a better idea. It's a tricky one, but if we can set up a rollout against a Golbat, we can probably do a decent amount of damage to the rest of his team. Because by the time the rest comes out, it won't be super effective anymore, but it will be very powerful suddenly. So that might be a worthwhile strategy. I don't know. Let's give it a try. We literally cannot stop it anymore right now. I'd also wish that I could skip this. I cannot. Can you hear me mashing the button? It will not go any faster than it currently is. I am pressing the button about 2 to 3 times as many times as an input is actually registered at this point. So, again, I'm worried because we didn't even get to his Mega. Which is definitely the most worrying part. Because I'm scared of Mega Camerupt, I'm not gonna lie. And I think he even has one more Pokemon I didn't see. If we lose now, by the way, we are not going to continue this episode. But let's see. We outspeed the Golbat. I very much doubt that the Golbat can one-shot us. Then again, it does have acrobatics. And a flying jab. Okay, so it definitely one-shot us. That ain't good. That's real bad. That's really bad. I'm fucked. I can Electro Web, that's all I can do. At this point, that might be enough to take out the Golbat with 2 hits. Without triggering... confused, right? Okay, so that's how Hair Dye got confused, presumably, before. But Hair Dye isn't going to be too useful against anything else this guy has, while Roller would have been. So maybe that would have been a better lead? If Hair Dye had Psychic, that would have been a no question. But Hair Dye does not have Psychic, does it? I cannot do the towel thing again. But Toaster with Shadow Sneak will not take it out. But I don't think Toaster will be too useful against anything else on the team, other than taking out like a sliver of HP with a Shadow Sneak. Shadow Sneak might take it down to a point where another team member can actually take it out though. So Let's Shadow Sneak, let's just see what it does. Does about a third. Isn't too bad. Then what? You're literally super effective against everything I have. So what I need to do is I need to outspeed you. That's all I can do. It's 90. It's 83. Fork has the best chance of outspeeding. We have to go for that, right? We have to. But then what? Because Electro Web isn't going to do that much. It could lower its speed. It does lower its speed. The question is, how bulky is Galvantula? Oh my god! Oh no! No! I got so lucky and oh my god! What is today? I got lucky, then unlucky, then it didn't really matter. But it's a slap in the face. I guess we air slash. At this point I outspeed the Lampens and this should take it out, right? It does. Okay, so what's up next? We are still in a position where we can win this. Because we haven't used Towel yet, and Towel is my secret weapon. Pupitar. Hello, Towel. Your time to shine. Pupitar, presumably, it's got a rock slide. So it does have something super effective. But so do I. Please don't disappoint me. Okay, Dragonite, please, yes. You already outspeed. So your speed increase doesn't matter. Your attack increase really scares me. But please die. Oh no. Oh no 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 no. Okay, Hyper Potion. Please let me have a maximum damage roll. Please. Or a critical hit, that also works. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. Next up, we have Houndoom. We have Houndoom. I need to sacrifice... I need to sacrifice somebody to revive Roller. Probably both, actually, to revive Roller twice. Because I thoroughly do believe that Roller is the only thing that can take out Houndoom. I only have one revive. Okay, that is terrible. Flamethrower. Hair-Dye is dead. I sent Hair-Dye out fully knowing that Hair-Dye was gonna die. All of that banking on the fact that I can actually outspeed, which I don't remember if I can. I will not live one Flamethrower. So there's no reason for me to go for Rollout. Steamroller is literally the best thing I have. Venoshock might have been better, though I don't think Venoshock would be more powerful. Okay, that seemed to be a maximum damage roll, which is very lucky on my end. At this point, I just have to kind of believe that Towel, at almost 120 HP, can take one Flamethrower from this Houndoom. Because sure as hell I'm not outspeeding it. Okay, I took it, I didn't get burned, Houndoom is dead. There's no way Houndoom is surviving this. Critical hit. Could have used that before. Could have used that a bit earlier. But thanks for giving it to me anyway. Okay, so Cameron is going to Mega Evolve. I'm going to use Knife as a sacrificial Pokemon to heal up Towel in the background. Because Towel is literally the only thing that can take out this Cameron. I don't think Towel herself, Knife herself, can do anything here. At all. Nobody can, except for Towel. You didn't Mega yet. You didn't mega yet. You're also very slow, but you're also Lava Plume is scary because you're at full HP. It comes down to this. If I live or outspeed, I win. If I don't, which there's a very good chance that I do not, I'll lose. I'm gonna do a bit of grinding, and I'll be back next episode. And it'll be very easy to get through it. But I needed to do some grinding anyway for the upcoming Flannery fight, because I'm not going in there without everybody being level 40. I think Flannery goes up to level 38. I need to be level 40. I am severely disadvantaged. As a matter of fact, the fact that we even got that far against Maxi is absolutely mind-blowing to me. So, lighting has changed since I started recording this episode, because it's been about 40 minutes, and we did go over the hour. It's now past 9 o'clock. So, until next time, do not forget to leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you have enjoyed this video, which hopefully you have. I will see you back next time. Until then, I'm a vlogger. You've been awesome. As always, bye.